Viewer beware, the subject of this video is death, and to an extent death positivity. As the title of the video implies, there will be no photographs of dead bodies, human or otherwise. Being an Egyptology channel, I've already talked about tombs and mummies, and there's a lot more to say on both topics. But I won't be showing any mummies in my videos, so please excuse this distinctly non-Egyptological video as I want to explain why that is. If you watched my video about the Lady of Warsaw, the first confirmed example of an Egyptian woman mummified while still pregnant, then you know that I'm not shy about talking about topics like this, and I do feel that as a society generally we shouldn't be. Death is a reality, one of the few absolutely shared realities, and our only choices are either to talk about it as if it was something that we all encounter, or to hide from it, not talk about it, treat this universal fact of our existence as something taboo. The second option is often more comfortable, but the first, I think, is healthier. The easiest reason I could give, that would barely be worth making a video about, is that displaying mummies on my videos might not be comfortable for all of my viewers. But that's not all of it. After all, I could just go ahead with a content warning. Mummies are a pretty important part of Egyptian religion and culture after all. So, prepare for a meandering discussion that leads eventually to the more complex answer. It all starts with, I'm a humanist. One of the things that makes me a humanist is my belief that this is the one life we all have, that there is nothing before or after it, no spiritual essence that lives on or carries our identity to some other existential state. Right now, as I produce this video, I am a very complex machine, made up of trillions of very tiny, improbably complex machines. Every day, billions of those machines stop working and are seamlessly replaced with new, identical machines. One day, this will no longer be the case. Since I believe that my death will be the end of my existence, what therefore will be the meaning of my remains? On the one hand, my corpse will be meaningless. It won't be me because what's me is defined by trillions of processes, and those processes will have ceased. Do what you will to my corpse, you won't be able to harm me, not even my dignity, since only the living have dignity. On the other hand, that corpse will be what remains of everything I ever was. As a humanist, and therefore a committed materialist, I know that there is nothing else. Nothing will have departed or passed away. Some things that are presently moving will have fallen still. So this forms a bit of a mild paradox, for me personally anyway. I can't logically claim that the corpse I will become is still me, because a corpse isn't anyone. But it will be 100% of what I was the instant before I died. And for the record, I don't take comfort in that. The idea that one day I will cease to exist terrifies me. And why shouldn't it? For all that I like the idea of death positivity, my death will be the worst thing that ever happens to me, no matter how it happens. So I think a wee bit of dread is justified. I'm saying this not to poo-poo other people's beliefs or get on a weird soapbox about the afterlife, but to give context for the answer to this video's question. The broader worldwide discussion about the treatment and exhibition of human remains by museums is a huge topic, and I'll certainly address it in one form or another one of these days. I've already touched on it. We talked earlier this year about the Golden Parade as several New Kingdom pharaohs were moved to a new resting place, and I said at the time, and I still believe, that that was something I thought was respectful to the pharaohs that were being honoured by the parade. But even then, I admitted that perhaps, on balance, they'd prefer to be put back in their tombs and sealed away, assuming an ideal world where their security could be ensured. Perhaps what's gnawing at me when I think about corpses on display in museums isn't the idea of the dignity of the individuals, but the idea of the dignity of our species as a whole. I think it's too easy to either elevate us with stories about our souls or our relationship with the universe, or on the other hand to dismiss us as merely another kind of animal. I think it's hard to deny, for me anyway, that the truth is somewhere in between. Yes, we are nothing but flesh, we are biological entities, and to the best of my knowledge, there is no part of the universe that cares about us. But come on, is the universe caring about you the only criterion by which you can be called special? We are the only animals on Earth, or as far as we know, the entire universe, having this conversation or anything like it. We are the only animals on Earth who have put ourselves on the moon, or closed the vast distances of our own planet with a network of telecommunications. We are the only animals who look up to the sky and know what the stars are. The human brain is the only object in the entire known universe that has named itself. And we're the only animals who've created Breaking Bad, one of the best television series ever devised. I know that not everything I just said is uncontroversial, but I hope you understand that if I'm going to present this channel with integrity, I have to approach the truth with the tools I have, and I can't pretend to any others. If you have different tools for understanding the world and/or different conclusions drawn about the world, so be it. Unless you didn't like Breaking Bad, in which case shame on you. So, I won't be showing any mummies in my videos. There are grey areas. Maybe some of you thought the X-ray and CT scans of the Lady of Warsaw counted, but I still believe not. If I show this picture of an X-ray scan I took from Wikipedia, I'm not compromising someone's privacy or dignity. This isn't a picture of them. But the full answer is, I don't know why the idea of human remains, however old they may be, being put on public display makes me uncomfortable. I've tried to explain at least why I don't know, if that makes sense. But until I make my mind up, assuming I ever do, I won't be crossing that line. Don't worry, you'll still see plenty of tombs and sarcophagi and coffins and death masks, just no mummies themselves. If you really want to see mummies, pick your favourite search engine and have at it. If you're still here, then thanks for being here. I considered closing the comment section on this video, making it more of a statement, but for now at least, I'm not going to. If this is the future and the comments are closed, it's because someone was a prick. So don't be a prick. Good advice for life. For the record, I don't mind being disagreed with, and in fact, as you'll know if you've watched my videos in the past, I encourage corrections, challenges, questions with every video I make. This is a humanities subject, and to be honest, even in the sciences, challenges have to be made, right? It's part of the methodology, it's how we gain truth. If you think you've got some insight to my weird little personal humanist paradox, I'd love to hear it. If you think I'm wrong about the afterlife, I doubt you're going to persuade me to change my mind about it, but I do have really excellent news for you. If you're right, then I'll find out eventually, and I promise that I will seek you out and admit my mistake. On the other hand, if I'm right and there is no afterlife, you won't have to reciprocate. On that cheerful note, my dear viewers and patrons, my fellow armchair Egyptologists, I wish you long life, prosperity, and health. Thanks for watching. Head over to my channel for more, or click here to see what the YouTube demons think you should watch next. I hope you'll consider subscribing. If you'd like to support and collaborate on the channel with me, go to patreon.com/armchairegypt. You can also join my Discord community, there's an invite link in the description.